Hi. So this is my presentation on why we dream. So I'll just be talking mostly about the different sleep theories. But first, like a little bit of background on sleep. There are four stages. We cycle through them about every 90 minutes or so. Over here, I kind of have a graph from the textbook that these two up here are what our brain waves look like when we're awake, and then the rest are during the different stages. So the first stage is NR1, and NR means non-REM, and it's kind of the changeover between being awake and being asleep. It's usually just a short amount of time. You feel more relaxed, your breathing is slower, your heart rate is slower, but you could still very much, it would be very easy to wake you up. And then, and that's characterized by just some slow alpha waves. And then in stage NR2, you're just basically even more relaxed. And the only big difference is you'll get these random spikes of brain activity, which they call sleep spindles. It's been found that they aid in memory processing. And then NR3 is kind of when you're in very, very deep sleep. So you've got these large, slow delta waves. Your heart rate and your breathing is the slowest during this stage, and it would be very, very hard to wake you up at this point. And then the last stage would be REM sleep, rapid eye movement, and this is where dreaming occurs. All of a sudden, your brain waves look like they did in N1 when you were falling asleep. But the thing is, in REM sleep, instead of feeling more relaxed, your heartbeat actually rises, you're breathing faster, you're breathing harder, and your eyes dart behind your eyelids. And they say that the darting of the eyes is when a dream begins. And REM sleep basically tricks the brain into thinking that what you're dreaming is real, which, begs the question of, okay, well, if your body's convinced that it's real, why aren't you acting any of these things out? And basically, what's happening is the motor cortex is very, very active, but the brainstem blocks the messages from reaching the rest of your body. So your body thinks, something is going on, but you're not able to actually physically do anything about it. But you're not aware that you're dreaming. So the sleep theories, there are 5 main ones. The first one is called Freud's wish fulfillment. It basically means that our dreams exhibit like experiences and things that we want, things that we want to feel that would otherwise be unacceptable to society, I guess. So he came up with these terms: manifest and latent meaning. And manifest meaning is just like the very, very obvious storyline of the dream, while latent meaning refers to the unconscious meaning, the hidden message that your unconscious wants you to know. The big thing with this theory, though, is there's absolutely no scientific proof to it, so it's not the greatest of theories. The next one is the information processing theory, which just is sort of like dreams are a way for you to sort through all the information from the previous day and then kind of sort that out so that they can conserve things as memories. And basically what they say is people who've been awakened a lot during REM sleep, or people who don't sleep very well, tend to have a worse memory. Like, for example, the experiment with the kids and their performance on a test. The kids that slept and like more, so they went through more REM cycles or sleep cycles, had more REM sleep, basically performed better when they were tested than those that didn't get much sleep at all. This theory just doesn't explain like the dreams that we have of things that we've never experienced before, or what about like things that have happened before, because the whole point is that it's sorting out the information from the day. So what happens if you dream about something that happened like a year ago? The next one is the theory that dreams just serve a physiological function. Just very simple. It's a way for our brain to develop and preserve neural pathways. And you can see this because infants spend most of their time in REM sleep because their neural networks are developing very fast at that age. But this doesn't explain any meaningful dreams that we have, like meaningful experiences that we dream. Physiological function doesn't explain that. Then we have activation synthesis. And this theory basically says that the brain just has random neural activity while we sleep, and the brain converts that into a story. And this neural activity is manifested through memorized visuals, and then the brain takes those and then somehow weaves them together into a dream. And the way that this works is something called bottom-up brain activation. So basically, if you look at the diagram down here, the activation part is the pons firing off this neural activity, which travels up to the cerebral cortex. And then the cerebral cortex will take that random neural activity and make it into a dream. So that's why they call it bottom up, because you're starting from the pons and going up. However, this theory doesn't really explain how the brain does that, how the brain can weave just random information into a story. And then lastly, there's the theory called cognitive development. And it's just basically the theory that dreams show our cognitive development, throughout our life, because it simulates our current reality, our levels of speech, what we've experienced. So basically, as an adult, it would be kind of strange for me to have a dream where I didn't know how to read or how to speak, or I couldn't understand people, because at this point in my life, I know how to do all those things. And instead of bottom-up brain activation, this works top-down. So it starts up here and moves down. However, this doesn't really explain a more sort of meaningful purpose to dream. It basically just says, okay, as an adult, this is what my dreams should be like, but it doesn't really explain why I would have a dream about a certain event, or yeah. And that's my presentation.